Hello friends, welcome to Raj Malhotra IAS. So guys, we are about to start this session. Just wait for 1 minute, okay, so that we can make sure that we are very much connected and live. Hello friends, welcome to Raj Malhotra IAS. So guys, just wait for 1 minute. Let me do the technical testing so that we can start this session on time and without interruption. We can complete this session. Okay, so here we are very much connected and live. So just give me 1 minute, we will be starting up this session. Shubham, good afternoon Shubham. So we will be starting up this session very soon. So here we are starting this session. So let's see what exactly is there for us in today's newspaper. देखते हैं आज के अखबार में क्या है. Subhash, good afternoon. So let's see what exactly is there for us in today's newspaper. So India approves 2 COVID-19 vaccines for emergency use. Okay, so now things are moving ahead. We are seeing that there will be COVID vaccine which will be distributed, okay, and our health minister, he has already pointed out that it will be given free of cost. But there were few news that one vaccine it might cost 400 rupees. So still we have to see what exactly is the outcome. देखते हैं exactly क्या है. The committee level thing has been done at the district administration. Okay, तो कमेटी वगैरह बनाई जा चुके हैं ऑलरेडी. सो ट्रायल रन के अंदर देखते हैं इसके अंदर क्या होगा. ओके, सो गवर्नमेंट ड्रॉप्स इन IT डिपार्टमेंट टू क्रैक डाउन ऑन GST फ्रॉड. वी विल लुक इनटू इट व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज देयर फॉर अस. देखेंगे एग्जैक्टली क्या है इसके अंदर हमारे लिए. ओके, अदर देन दैट देयर इज नथिंग मच इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस ऑन दिस पर्टिकुलर पेज. So let's move ahead. Let's move straight forward to our editorial section. Again, this is not important for us because this is related to the politics of this country, and political news are hardly important for your UPSC preparation. An anti-disclosure amendment that hits the public health. We will look into this. Okay, we'll look into this what they are trying to point out. उसके अंदर देखते हैं एग्जैक्टली क्या वो ट्राइम पॉइंट आउट कर रहे हैं. अदर देन दैट दिस इज रिलेटेड टू अमेरिकन पॉलिटिक्स, सो नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर अस vis-a-vis our UPSC preparation. This particular editorial is not important, but you can still get an idea about the US system, how things are moving ahead and in United States. From that perspective you can read it yourself. We are not going to cover up this particular editorial. Okay, other than that, don't ignore the woman farmer. We will look into this, and very informative. Okay, so for your essay also this is important. For your society related question also this is very important. Okay, so we will look into this important article. Few very informative, you will get information out of it. देखते हैं exactly क्या इसमें होगा. We will cover that in detail. Other than that, on this particular page there is nothing much important for us. कुछ खास नहीं है. Okay, so you can just get an idea that NIST scientists, they have developed this banana grid. Okay, just get few idea about it. Otherwise not important for us. We'll move to next part now. Here we will be covering up this particular thing. Economy is on fast recovery track. What exactly he is trying to point out. Okay, क्या वो कहना चाह रहे हैं. We'll look into this. Other than that, there is nothing much important for us on this particular page. कुछ खास हमारे लिए important यहाँ पे नहीं आया है. Okay, so let's move ahead. FSSAI slashes the limit for trans fat level in the food. We will look into this. Okay, what exactly is there for us. We will definitely cover up this particular thing, and there is nothing much important on this particular page now. So let's move to this particular page. Private hospitals keen on vaccine role. So now there was one debate whether private hospitals should they be included in the vaccination drive for this country. So there were two things. One is that rich people, okay, they will preferably move towards private. So the idea is that public hospitals, they will facilitate for poor. Okay, because this you have to facilitate. Okay, now the idea is that by doing that more people can be vaccinated. Okay, so this is an idea. Now when more people are vaccinated, it will definitely slow down the flow of the coronavirus. It will slow the flow of कोरोना. सो दिस इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. दैट्स वाई प्राइवेट प्लेयर्स शुड ऑल्सो बी इंक्लूडेड. उनको भी मौका देना चाहिए यहाँ पे. फ्यू एक्सपर्ट्स हैव ऑलरेडी पॉइंटेड आउट दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग. ओके, सो अदर देन दैट देर इज़ नथिंग इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस. कुछ खास हमारे लिए इंपॉर्टेंट यहाँ पे नहीं आया है. So let's move to next page now. China amend defense law to boost the war preparedness. We will look into this, what exactly China has done. देखते हैं exactly क्या इन्होंने किया है. Other than that, there is nothing much important for us. So IS gunmen kill 11 Shia minors in Pakistan. So again, Shia Sunni divide is in focus. Okay, so there is nothing much important for us in this particular page now. So let's move to our next section. Okay, so let's move to our detailed discussion section now. What exactly is there for us? Okay, let's start our detailed discussion. So government is tightening ropes in the IT department to crack down on GST fraud. Okay, so tightening the nose around the fraudsters rigging the GST regime. Government has now include the IT department also. Okay, देखते हैं exactly क्या ये कर रहे हैं. So they are basically analyzing the data. They are using the data analytics tools, artificial intelligence. Those sort of things are used now. Okay, so this is how they are being able to identify the fraud with the help of technology, IT. Okay, they are now being able to identify the fraud. That's why it is very effective. So fake bills, ये सारी चीज़ें जो हैं, they are now traceable. Okay, income is now traceable with the use of fake bills, how the fake bills are generated, and now they are tracing them back. So this is really helpful. Okay, and that's why it may lead that compliance might further increase. Okay, compliance might further increase. So this is a really good thing. This is a really good development which is going on. So this is what they are trying to say. Other than that, okay, Vivad se Vishwas scheme. This scheme was started to resolve the tax dispute. Okay, so they have been able to resolve the tax dispute worth of 83,000 crore. 83,000 crore. Okay, but still you have to figure it out that 8 lakh crore are still stuck. 8 lakh crore, this is still stuck. Okay, so this is a problematic thing. So I would like to share this thing with you, that economic survey. Okay, economic survey 2017, it has been pointed out regarding the tax terrorism in India. Okay, tax terrorism, how the IT department, the taxation department, they try to terrorize the business players in this country. Okay, and this is how they terrorize it, because large amount of money is struck in the dispute. Now this money, this is struck in the dispute. Okay, so this is the disputed money. Disputed money means it will not be part of your economy. Okay, it will not be flowing in your economy. This is the problematic thing. The money stuck, it is of no use. When it is flowing in the economy, it generates the employment. And now 8 lakh crore. Okay, 8 lakh crore is being struck. Now still it's a huge amount, but still Vivad se Vishwas sort of schemes are working out. Okay, this is really good development. So now compliance has increased and they might further extend the date also. Okay, this is what they are doing. And other than that, they have a closed data exchange between the income tax department, custom department, bank and GST department. And this is how they are using the artificial intelligence. Okay, they are using artificial intelligence and they are now tracing all the dubious transaction. Okay, सारी के सारी dubious transactions को वो identify कर रहे हैं and they are being traced now. Okay, so and the fake bills etc. they are being सामने लेके आया जा रहा है उनको. They are being सत श्री अकाल जगमीत. ओके, सो फेक बिल्स आर नाउ बीन ट्रेस्ड. ओके, ये इससे जो है काफ़ी फ़ायदा हो रहा है. एंड दिस दे आर क्रिएटिंग अ नेटवर्क डायग्राम हाउ थिंग्स फ्लो एंड दे आर यूजिंग आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस. ओके, तो इस तरीके से टैक्स फ्रॉड को आइडेंटिफाई किया जा रहा है. यू हैव टू मेंशन अबाउट दिस थिंग, हाउ द गवर्नमेंट इज इम्प्रूविंग ऑन दीज पैरामीटर्स एंड व्हाट एग्जैक्टली गवर्नमेंट इज डूइंग. ओके, दिस इज विद द हेल्प ऑफ ICT, विद द हेल्प ऑफ ई गवर्नेंस, गवर्नमेंट इज इम्प्रूविंग इट्स फंक्शनिंग. ये आप इसके ऊपर लिख सकते हो. ओके, सो इफ यू आर राइटिंग एन आंसर इन योर GS paper 3, okay, GS paper 3, if there is any question on taxation, so there you have to mention what exactly government has done. Okay, so steps taken by government, so there you can mention about this particular development. Okay, steps taken by the government. you can definitely mention about this particular development ki what exactly they have done. They have now interlinked the IT, custom, banking, GST, each department, and they are using artificial intelligence tools, okay, to identify the dubious transactions. So this is really good, and this is going to be helpful for us in the future also. It will further increase the tax compliance. ये चीज़ definitely हमें जो इसका benefit होगा. Okay, so the further question was that विवाद से विश्वास scheme, you have to mention about this thing. This scheme was run to resolve the tax dispute. Okay, tax dispute को resolve करने के लिए किया था, and efficacy of scheme you can mention about that. 83,000 करोड़ के round जो है, that amount has been moved out of the disputed money. Okay, that has been solved now. 83,000 करोड़, it's a huge number. वो dispute जो है solve हो गया है. Okay, तो ये चीज़ आप ऐसे as it is mention कर सकते हो. Now FSSAI slashes the limit for trans fat level in food. Okay, now this is also important for you because this is all somehow related to your non-communicable disease. Okay, this is related to your non-communicable disease. Non-communicable disease, diabetes, etc. They are responsible for killing large number of people across the world. Okay, you should be knowing about that, and you have to mention about these things also, that FSSAI, they have some limits in the use of trans fat. Okay, now that has been slashed down, that has been reduced. So FSSAI has capped the amount of trans fatty acid in oils and fat to 3% for 2021, 2% by 2022. Okay, from the current permissible limit of 5%. So presently the limit is 5%. Now target has been set that you have to reduce it down. Okay, you have to reduce the use of trans fat because trans fat is primarily responsible for all the troubles related to diabetes and other problems. Okay, so this vanaspati, particularly hydrogenated oil, okay, they are primarily used in your bakery products. Okay, वहाँ पे जो इसका यूज़ होता है तो वहाँ पे जो है ट्रांस फैट होता है इनमें, and it increases the risk of heart attack and death from coronary heart disease. Okay, that's why this is a problematic thing. And as per World Health Organization, approximately 5.4 lakh deaths take place because of this. Okay, because of this trans fatty acid consumption, 5.4 lakh deaths. So you have to remember this particular data also. So this can be quoted in your answer. So again, I am telling you GS paper 3, if there is any question on non-communicable disease, there you can mention about this statistics. So this is how it carries some importance. Okay, so the target is to eliminate the trans fat by 2023. This is again a target of WHO only, and we have to respond accordingly. Okay, we have to respond accordingly because cardiovascular disease, India is considered to be the capital for that. Means we have large number of people who are affected by it, disease like diabetes and other obesity type problems. Okay, so they have been pointed out that it should be regulated and it should be restricted also. Okay, तो ये सिर्फ ऑयल फैट एसिड तक नहीं होगा, एंड इट शुड बी अप्लाइड टू ऑल फूड्स. ओके, वट एवर वी आर कंज्यूमिंग इट शुड बी अप्लाइड टू देम. ये हमारा कुछ टारगेट करेंगे तभी जाके हम कुछ ना कुछ इसको ठीक कर पाएंगे. ओके, सो दिस प्लेज इज बीइंग अनाउंस्ड. ओके, एंड इन 2018 दिस प्लेज वाज अनाउंस्ड. ओके, कि इसको हम कम करेंगे, बट स्टिल we have to wait and watch. Target has been set. देखते हैं how things will progress on those lines. Okay, so let's move ahead now. So this is the development. Chinese have done something new now. Okay, so they have framed a law and they have made some changes to it. Okay, so they have drafted an amendment. They are saying that when China's sovereignty, unity, territorial integrity and security, and one important thing, development interests are under threat, the country can conduct nationwide or local defense mobilization. Now you have to understand this thing, development interest. So development interest is not confined to your borders. Okay, development interest can be anywhere. They are saying that the area under the Belt and Road Initiative, even that can be put under the developmental interest of Chinese, and this is how they can work. Means when their development interests are under threat, they can take some coercive steps. Okay, coercive steps वो जरूर उसके अंदर ले सकते हैं. Now they have pointed out clearly, and this can lead to the defense mobilization also. Defense forces को mobilize किया जा सकता है when their development is under threat. So this is not confined to the Chinese territory. If say they think that their development interest in China-Pak economic corridor is under threat, then also Chinese can mobilize its defense forces. Okay, ये चीज इन्होंने point out की है. Vedant, good afternoon. Okay, this is what they are trying to say. They are trying to signal this thing, and this is not confined to China-Pak economic corridor. Okay, so this is your South China Sea. Okay, South China Sea, again it is related to that part. Now CPEC, China-Pak economic corridor, again there also Chinese have direct development interest, and that's why this particular thing is important, that definition that they have taken, that it may lead to defense mobilization. Okay, so we all have to keep a watch over that, what exactly can happen. Okay, so central government has recently published the amendment, patent amendment rules 2020, and they have made some amendments. So here are a few things. Amending the format of statement that patentees and licenses are required to annually submit to patent office. So like patentees, they are required to submit some statements, disclose few information. Okay, how the things are moving commercially in this particular firm. Okay, so उसको लेके जो है इन्होंने कुछ बताया है. The things should be disclosed to that particular organization. ये बात इन्होंने बोली है. And now the disclosure rules have been changed. Okay, the format has been changed, and they are saying that this could hamper the effectiveness of India's compulsory licensing regime. Okay, which depends on full disclosure of patent working information. So under the present system, okay, before the amendment, India's compulsory licensing system that we had, that required full disclosure of patent working information. Now this will not be there. Okay, so after the changed system, full disclosure of patent working information which will not be provided, and this could hinder the access to vital invention, including the life-saving medicine, thereby impacting the public health. This is what they are trying to say. Okay, when information will not be provided, definitely it will have an impact over all these things. So India's patent laws imposes a duty on the patentee to commercially work the invention in India to ensure that it benefits the reach of public. Okay, ये इन्होंने बोला. The purpose of granting patents itself is to not only encourage innovation, but also to ensure that inventions are worked in India and are made available to the public in sufficient quantity at reasonable price. Okay, so now the firms have to make sure that, okay, whatever things they are inventing, those things should benefit the Indians, and Indians should get the benefits at the reasonable price, and this is fair deal. Okay, so the failure of this duty could trigger compulsory licensing. Now if the firms are not adhering to this principle, now it may lead to compulsory licensing, means other firms can also manufacture the same medicine. Okay, same medicine, and this has been provided under Patent Act 1970. This is the compulsory license, because these are the life-saving drugs, and you can't take these life-saving drugs outside the reach of people. So that's why there is a provision for compulsory license. Okay, वो provision इन्होंने बोला है. The court have refused an interim injunction in case alleging infringement of a patent which has not been worked in India. तो उसको लेके कोर्ट ने मना किया है. The information on the extent of working of invention in India is critical for the effectiveness of these public interest measures provided by law to check abuse of patent monopoly. Okay, the companies, they try to monopolize the patents that they have. So this is what we have, such laws that monopoly should be avoided. Okay, so according to section 1462, a unique provision not found in patent laws of most other countries requires every patentee and licensee to submit to the patent office an annual statement explaining the extent to which they have worked the invention in India. So now the firms have to explain to this particular office, patent office, that how the progress is moving, okay, related to the product that they are inventing in India, whether Indians are getting any benefit or not. This is what this provision has been made. Okay, so now some dilution has been made under the changed rules. Okay, that's the problematic thing. So unfortunately, patentees and licensees as well as the patent office have blatantly disregarded this statutory requirement. There has been significant pressure from multinational corporation and United States government to do away with this requirement. Firms are not ready to share the information that they have. This is the problematic thing. Okay, so this PIL has been brought, and this has brought this thing to the attention. Okay, and this has been pointed out that when the information is not completely provided, it will be it will not be effective on ground. Okay, so if the information is not provided completely, it will not be effective on ground. No, this is what they are saying. It will dilute the disclosure. Okay, so the court accordingly disposed a PIL in 2018 directing the government to complete the amendment process within the timelines. Okay, non-compliance of court order, the government published the amendment from form recently after a delay of almost 2 years. Okay, so presently whatever government has done, there is a delay of 2 years. So instead of strengthening the form, the amendment has significantly weakened it, and that's why it is a problematic thing. Okay, so government has weakened the provision which was available till now. So now lot of information will not come to the public domain and people will not get benefit out of it. Okay, so if the invention has been worked, the revenue or the value accrued in India from manufacturing and importing the invention into India, this was earlier there that they have to provide this information. Okay, now it has been stopped. This provision has been done away with. They are not supposed to provide the complete information. ये बात इन्होंने बोल दी है. And when complete information is not provided, definitely the firms will not disclose the complete idea. Okay, and we will not get benefit out of it. Okay, we will not get benefit out of it. This is what they are trying to point out. Okay, so it is very important to mention the quantum or the total unit of invention manufactured or imported in India. They have to come up with complete information. Okay, this is what they are trying to point out. So omission to mandate disclosure of details such as the price of invention, its estimated demand, the extent to which demand has been met, details of any special scheme or steps undertaken by the patentee to satisfy the demand as recommended in PIL make it extremely difficult to ascertain whether the invention has been made available to the public in sufficient quantity at an affordable price or not. This is the problem. Okay, that now people are not aware whether they are getting any benefit out of it or not. So ये चीज़ इन्होंने यहाँ पे बताई, and this will definitely impact the public interest के ऊपर ज़रूर इसका impact होगा. Okay, because now licenses, they are not required to disclose the information. ये बात है यहाँ पे, and lack of this information could prevent invocation of compulsory licensing and other public interest measures. ये ज़रूर होंगे. Such lack of accessibility in case of patent medicine could in turn have adverse consequence for public health. Okay, the government must reconsider its amendment to the form taking into account the PL recommendation. Okay, and इसको re-amend करें. This is what they are trying. Okay, so let's move ahead. So they are saying that role of women is really important. I am telling you this particular editorial, this is going to provide you a good start for your essay. So every year there is a high chance that women related essay is asked, and this is what they are trying to say. So you can start your essay with the statement of scientist M.S. Swaminathan. Okay, so some historians believe that it was women who first domesticated crop plant and thereby initiated the art and science of farming. While men went out hunting in search of food, women started gathering seeds from the native flora and began cultivating, and those of interest from the point of view of food, feed, fodder, fiber and fuel. So this is what they are saying, that primarily it was women who first domesticated, who first started the farming activity in this country. Okay, across the world, this is what they are trying to say. So you can start your essay with this particular point which was raised by M.S. Swaminathan. उनके point से जो है आप अपने essay को definitely start कर सकते हो, and it will be a good start. Okay, another, this statistics is very important for you. So whenever we talks about farmer, our mind it will directly talk about men. Okay, we consider farmer to be men only, but this statistic is really important for you. So according to the agricultural census, 73.2% of the rural women are engaged in farming activities, but only 12.8% on the land holdings. So women, they don't have the land holdings, they are not the owner of the land. Okay, so due to cultural, social and religious forces, women have been denied ownership of land. This is the reality. This stems from the perception that farming is a men's profession. Okay, the India Human Development Survey reports that 83% of agricultural land in the country is inherited by male member of the family and less than 2% by female counterparts. Now these statistics are important for you. The question can be framed on women related issues. You can mention about these statistics. Okay, that primarily men are owning all the land, and this is one of the reason that there is a difference in respect that society has for men and women. So thus women are mostly left without any title of land in their names and are excluded from the definition of farmers. So now if they are excluded from the definition of farmers, so whatever benefits are announced for farmers, so they will not reach to women. Okay, वो women तक पहुंचेंगे ही नहीं. This is the problematic thing. So 81% of the women agricultural laborers belong to scheduled caste and scheduled tribes and OBC. So they also contribute the largest share of casual and landless laborers. Okay, so a blind eye to their problem. Government is having blind eye to their problem and they are not recognizing it. Okay, and they label them as cultivators, agricultural laborers, but not as farmers. So without any recognition, women are systematically excluded from all the benefits of government schemes. Okay, सारे के सारे benefits जो हैं, जो government scheme के होते हैं, वो इन तक नहीं पहुंचते. They are not guaranteed any rights which they would otherwise be given if they were recognized as farmers, such as loan for cultivation, loan waiver, crop insurance, subsidies, compensation. So they are not, these benefits are not reaching the women. Okay, this is the reality, because they are not covered under the definition of farmer. Okay, so you have to remember this. As the Mahila Kisan Adhikar Manch notes, they have unequal access to rights over land, water and forest. There is a gendered access to support systems such as storage facility, transportation, cash for new investment, or for paying off old dues, or for other services, okay, related to agriculture credit. So thus, despite their large contribution to the sector, women farmers have been reduced to a marginal section, vulnerable to exploitation. This is the reality. Okay, so the farm laws. Since the government policies never aimed to reduce the disparity or alleviate their distress, women farmers fear that the farm laws will further deepen the gender inequality in the sector. Now this is the new point where you can criticize these farm laws. They are saying that these farm laws might further deepen the gender inequality which is prevailing in the agriculture sector. So Makam in its statement has highlighted several issues with laws. The first is the lack of any mention of MSP that protects farmer from the exploitation. Now if MSP is announced, definitely women will also get some benefit out of it. Okay, so this is how it highlights how women are barely in position as empowered agents who can either understand or negotiate agreements with traders, corporate entities who are seeking to enter into agreements with the farmer to purchase their produce. Okay, this is what they are saying, कि वो negotiate नहीं कर सकते. Okay, so it is clear that farmers will have no bargaining power in case of corporatization, and this is going to be worse. Okay, for the women farmers also. Okay, because comparatively their education level, their awareness level will be less. Okay, the small, marginal and medium farmers will be forced to sell their land to big agro businesses. The again common problem. We must not forget the troubles of our women farmers. These things should be addressed. Okay, the role of women, the problems of women, these should also be part of the discussion that we are having right now related to these farm laws. Okay, वो भी जो है इसका पार्ट होना चाहिए. So that